Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Lewy Diamond. Thank you so much. If you subscribed and if you haven't, you are new here or really would love to subscribe, please do. Thank you. Okay, so today I will be talking about something that I have had a lot of women complain about, and I just feel that it's high time I talk about it because it had to do with you actually having a child with somebody and considering marrying the person out of compulsion, out of feelings, out of just the fact that you have a child with them. All right, so there are a lot of things I'll be talking about today, and just flow with me. So I am not a satisfied psychologist. However, if you have got really pressing issues that has got to do with suicide, depression, threats, and all of that, you can always meet a counselor, a therapist, or a lawyer, because it's not funny that someone would have to threaten you over your child or whatever. Okay, so basically, I will be praying for you if you are in that situation because it isn't funny at all. All right, so I am a single mother and I am so sorry. This episode might be full of flaws because I've got my child here and it's quite unfortunate that she isn't sleeping as at the time I'm making this video. All right, so there are lots of things that I will be talking about, and I would just want you to go with me through this journey video. So I am a single mother, and my child will be two next year. And the thing is, pregnancy brought up a lot of red flags for me because there are so many things that I didn't see before the pregnancy, that we didn't see before the pregnancy, that didn't bring issues for us before the pregnancy, that actually brought issues and problems and all of that when pregnancy happened. So people just keep asking, why do babies ruin relationships? Why do babies ruin friendship? Why do babies do this? I do not think babies ruin relationships because what I think is whenever babies happen, all of the insecurities, all of the lies, all of the wavy foundation, of that relationship just spring up, and then you would see that all of the things that you've actually been feeling, you basically start to see that all of these things start crumbling. You just start to see all of those flaws, all of the mistakes. So before now, you were talking about marriage, you were talking about how much you loved her, you were talking about how you want to spend the rest of your life with her, you were talking about how you want to carry her all over the world, how you're going to show her to Dubai, to every other country that she would love to go to. But then pregnancy happens, and all of a sudden, she's not the woman that you wanted to get married to. Okay, so all of these things just spring up whenever a baby comes up. And the thing is, for women, we do not really have a choice. You just have to grow. We just have to mature. So both of you are 23, but they expect that you do more of the growing, you do of the maturity, you do more of the responsibility. Okay, so it doesn't matter whatever his decision is. When I got pregnant, my baby's father was actually so straight up about not keeping the child. It wasn't his body, it wasn't him who would be going through all of the processes, right? He wouldn't be going through the trauma of getting to get rid of an innocent child. Oh, yeah, he might be, but I will be going through it firsthand. And he was so real about it. He wasn't lying to me about anything. But then I made up my mind that, look, this is me. I am the one who will be going through this. No other person. Okay? So all of the decisions actually falls back on the female, falls back on the woman, falls back on the person who. So everything actually falls back to the person who will be carrying this child. I basically had to watch him live his life. I basically had to watch him remain in school like nothing happened. But I was sick. I was not feeling good about my life. I was not feeling good about myself. I lacked the support, the love, the attention, the protection that I needed, to go through that phase. So aside the fact that he wasn't there physically, emotionally, financially, I had to deal with pregnancy hormones. I had to deal with all of the trauma that comes with, oh, you are pregnant and you're actually going through this yourself. I am really sorry if you are going through this right now. It is the worst feeling ever. I literally cried my eyes out every single day. I would just randomly sit and start crying. I was depressed and sad. However, I wanted him so bad. But then I had to focus on my child. I mean, you'll be having a child in the next 9 months. This person doesn't even care about you. So what's going to happen when that child comes? What's going to happen when somebody is crying and needs food? You're not going to call the father who doesn't care about you, right? So basically, what I did was, first of all, I got closer to God. Yes, it's one thing for you to actually make a mistake and tell yourself that, look, I actually, you don't have to regret having a child. No, you do not have to regret having a child. Just see that you are going through a phase of getting wisdom at some level, in some different way. You do not have to regret the fact that you have a child or somebody looking up to you. I mean, for me, it is every form of motivation that I need. So the first thing I did was got closer to God. My fellowship with the Father became even more serious. Um, I began talking to people. I know most of us do not really like to talk to people, but I mean, talking to people actually did a whole lot for me. I didn't even wait for them to ask, "Oh, how are you doing? What do you want? What do you need?" I was just talking. I feel like crying. I would call and cry over the phone. I would I would just talk about anything, about how I was feeling, how the baby was kicking, how this was what, how that was what, and all of that. I focused also on getting accommodation for myself and my child, because at that point my accommodation was in so rigid. So I would just focus on how to get somewhere where my child and I can stay when the pregnancy was due, childbirth, and even after childbirth. Okay, so I also focused on work because I was working then. And that did not take out the fact that I missed him, that I wanted him. I just wanted him around. He didn't have to come with money. I just wanted him with me. So all of these things were going on, and I just had to be the best mother that I could be, even while my child wasn't there. I cannot deny the fact that I wanted him, and I just wish somehow that he could come back to his senses and just be with me, okay? But then here's the gist. If you're pregnant right now and you're so concerned about, oh, the father, I'll tell you something. I don't even know how this happens. But whenever the child comes, all of your energy, everything shifts to the child. All of the love, you are still going to miss him. You will still want him to be there. You will still want him to call you. You will still want him to come around. You will just wish that he would be available for you and your child. But just somehow you find the strength to wake up each day and make that pap and make that noodle, and what? I mean, wash the clothes, do your laundry, every other thing that you need to do just because of the child. So this is what happens whenever the child comes. And yes, the father will still, you will be depressed or whatever, but there is just some energy that comes with having this child around. Okay. Now the fact is, if you are depressed and you actually are so depressed that you feel like killing yourself, or you want to commit suicide because this person isn't there for you, you need to see a counselor, you need to see a therapist, you need to talk to somebody. It's very important for that child. Okay. I understand that this can be emotionally draining, but then there is a child. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. There is a child. Okay, so you just have to leave it. So even with the child, after about a year or so, I was so still emotionally inclined to this person. He called me over the phone, he apologized, he said everything. He would say heaven, earth, beneath the earth, everything. And I accepted. I told him, okay, fine, you can always come around, you can come see your child, blah, blah, blah. Because the truth is, I still had underlying feelings for him. And he came around, and he would take pictures, he would do this, he would do that, and it hurt the most because this person does not even understand 10% of what it means to actually take care of a child, or to actually own up to the responsibility of keeping a child, right? But then they would actually post these pictures, and then people be like, oh, you're such a nice father, you're such this, you're such that. Meanwhile, he knows nothing about parenting. Now, the truth is, at some point, and this happened this year, I just had to make up my mind and say, this is enough. He has had enough of you. I mean, with everything going on, with all of the issues around um, pregnancy, my pregnancy, childbirth, and all of that, can you just take the remaining left of your dignity, respect, and walk away? Can you just love yourself so much not to let him continue lying to you? And so he told me about getting married. He cannot do without me. My child and I were his word. He would do anything to keep us. Nobody can take us away from him, blah, blah, blah. And I just kept diving in that lie. Like I said, all of this actually happened this year. And as much as I was still skeptical about where his love was coming from, somehow I just needed somebody, right? But then when all of this went on for weeks, and at some point it got to the peak of the whole thing, I just made up my mind. Look, baby, it's fine. Like, it's okay. If there is one thing that you should remember is the fact that you guys are not together for a reason. You tried your best. You loved him. You cared for him. I mean, you took all of his trash. You took all of the nonsense. You were there. Even when he wasn't there for you, emotionally, physically, financially, whatever, you stood by him. And this person still threw all of that away. You tried your best, right? So, breaking up was not a decision that you made because you just wanted to walk out of a relationship. No, he failed on both of you. He failed on you and your child. And so, no matter how you tried, it just didn't work. I mean, this is enough for you to know that you didn't cause a drama. Like, what I mean is, you didn't do anything that I feel you should regret about. I mean, you basically love this person. Like, you love this person, right? So, he was the one who failed. It actually hurts knowing that both of you were in this together, both of you had sex, both of you were in a relationship, both of you were professing love to each other, and then all of a sudden pregnancy happens and he walks out on you. He throws all of that in your face and leaves you to the trauma, to the shame, to the depression, and all of that. That is the worst feeling ever. I can say that because it's something that I have been through myself, and I actually put all of the blame on myself. Well, if there is something that you should understand is the fact that you are beautiful, you are hardworking, you are enough, you are worthy of love, you are worthy to be respected. Okay? The fact that he moved on doesn't make him better than yourself. Okay? The fact that he went on with somebody else, the fact that he chose somebody else, it doesn't have anything to do with you or your child. It has everything to do with him. It has everything to do with his toxic and dysfunctional mindset. It has everything to do with how he was raised. What kind of mother did he have? What kind of family did he grow in? Was he told to respect women? Was he told to keep to his words? Because this person has actually been promising you about everything. He told you he was going to get married to you. He was going to get his children from you. You were going to be the mother of his children. He was going to take you around the world. You guys are going to build life together and all of that. And then this happened, and all of a sudden, he doesn't even know how he feels about you. Are you serious right now? He doesn't know how he feels about you. He doesn't want to talk about marriage anymore. No, he doesn't want to get married to you. So even when his family is saying so many things at the same time, he's just there like he didn't have no discussion with you. Okay, so you really do not have to put the blame on yourself. But if you're only putting the blame on yourself, it has everything to do with him. It has everything to do with his dysfunctional characteristics. It hurts, yes, I know. It's painful, I know. Especially when at some point it's been over 2 years and then his family, and at some point he himself was actually throwing it at me that I actually got pregnant because I wanted to tie him to marriage. And I'm wondering, how do I get so interested in marriage after 2 years? I wasn't with you when I was pregnant. Unlike what so many other girls would do, I wasn't living in your house. I sought out for my own accommodation. I went squatting with a friend because I was pregnant. I left your house. I didn't throw the pregnancy at you. What I mean is, of course, he was responsible for the pregnancy. What I mean is, I did not just bring my stuff to your house and be like, I'm living with you whether you like it or not. I didn't go about announcing and shouting to everybody, oh, this person got me pregnant. So how come after 2 years I'm now so interested? in getting married to you, you were the one who came back and begged. You were the one who said you wanted a space in your child's life. You were the one who said you wanted to be in our lives. You were the one who said that without us, you are not complete. So it's so funny how people just change in a matter of time, and it is painful because all of these things happened. You didn't get yourself pregnant. But then in the kind of society that we live in, majority of the time, the whole issue of pregnancy and childbirth and all of that, especially when it is not in the setting of marriage, and even when it has to do with divorce, all of the responsibilities are placed on the woman. She is the one who is being looked up to. So that man can go on with his butts about free. He doesn't have any responsibility. It doesn't matter if he pays or whatever or whatever. Yeah, but I mean, everything has to do with you. You don't take care of that child. You are the one who will be held, who will be told that is irresponsible. So all of these things happen, and it's more like it's the woman, it's the woman, it's the woman. Look, you have to be strong for yourself. You are everything you need. He's able to move on that fast because he's the one with the problem, not you. Maybe he just didn't have the right home training. Maybe he wasn't told all of those important things while growing up. That would make him actually shut his mind against you and your child. So you do not even have to bother if he isn't there to take care of you, take care of the child financially, whatever. You have to move on. You aren't going to wait on somebody for the next 5 years before you give your child food. Okay, so basically, all that I can say you should do is pray. I don't know about you, I don't know of your faith, but for me, I find prayer very effective. First of all, forgive yourself. Yes, because sometimes I feel um what we do is we take out these things on other people and then we just forget that we also need to heal emotionally, okay? So you want to blame him, you want to be angry, you hate him, you curse him, and all of that. Forgive yourself. You didn't do anything. Both of you had sex. And now one person has to take care of the child. Come on. You didn't do no crime. Okay, so first of all, you forgive yourself and then you forgive him. Yeah. If there's anything you can do right now is to pray for him, is to ask that he becomes a better man. Maybe for the woman who he would be with in the future, tomorrow, whatever. But the least you can do is pray for him. Because holding on against all of the anger, hatred, and all of that, I mean, it wouldn't do you no good, really. So do not bother if he is not taking responsibility or he's not doing what he's supposed to do. Just be sure that you are there for your child. There are no two ways about it. Just be sure that you give your child everything that she needs to have a proper childhood. You're basically the one that she sees now. I mean, there is no point holding all of the guilt against him and everything. It's painful, yes. And time and time again, you would always want to reflect on the fact that he should be here. Okay? So always remember that something happened. There's a reason why you guys aren't together. You tried your best, you did all you could, and it still didn't work. Okay, so stop pitying yourself. What's most important is taking care of your child rather, or children, and making sure that he or she or they are fine. Stop pitying yourself. Don't make yourself an object of pity. Oh, he's not helping you out. He's not coming for his child. Blah blah blah. Don't do that. It won't do you no good. If it would help you, and it would, set boundaries, please. If you have to shut him out, shut him out. There were days when I would literally beg him. I would literally call. I would literally do all of these things. Probably sometimes when I fall sick and sometimes when I just need somebody to talk to and I feel that this burden is so much. I would just call even when he isn't taking my calls. But those days are gone. Like, I am done with that time. Because I understand now that I need to focus more on myself. And he's the one with the problem. He's got a dysfunctional characteristics. He's got a toxic personality. I am not the one with the problem. I am beautiful. I am worthy to be loved. I am loved. I deserve love. I am worthy to be respected. I am worthy to be treated as the queen that I am. So are you. You don't have to sit down there in self-pity. I know there are days when you just, of course, cry. If you feel like it, cry, please. But you don't have to remain that way. Focus on that child. Focus on that child. Okay, so set boundaries if you feel that, of course, whenever it comes to co-parenting. What I mean by co-parenting, that is, if he or she, if you're a guy, comes to his or her senses as per, oh, I have a child and I'm ready to take responsibility, take care of this child. I don't care about what any other person says, but I just want to take care of this child. You guys might not be in a relationship, but when it comes to co-parenting, you also have all it takes to put up the boundaries and the walls. So if you do not want him yet to be around you, because the truth is, when it comes to co-parenting, you will keep seeing this person. Okay, this is the person that you hate. This is the person that you don't like. Of course, yes, but you can always give yourself time. If you feel it's not your time for him to come around your child, or as much as it's not fair that you deny your child her father, especially if he has become responsible enough and has grown into becoming a father, actually. I mean, you can always give him some chance. But then if you're not ready, there's no need forcing it. There's no need pushing it. Just do your thing. Be yourself, okay? Because all of these things is just so painful that um they let you go through all of this, and then you have to go on with the trauma and the pain and the agony and all of that. Okay, so just know that you are loved and you're deserving of love, and you have got all it takes. Focus on yourself. um Talk to God about anything, right? And then if you still feel that you need a counselor, you can always see one. Do not let anybody make you feel like you did the worst thing ever, or you were trying to tie somebody down to marriage and this is what happened. Okay, all right, yeah, so just be yourself and do all you can for you and your child. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I am grateful. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Yeah, the subscribe button is just down there. Okay, and then you can actually put on your notification bell so you